Welcome to Conversations with God. I believe that every single human has the ability to speak with the divine. And for the past 2,000 years, we've been locked into perceiving the world in as many amount of religious books as there is. But the truth is, God continues to grow. Religious entities were true, every single year there would have been a new book. We would have about 2,000 new books of what the world is, but we don't. And that's how many years we are behind currently in the world. The truth is that every single person is connected to the divine and is able to access that information. And my goal is to share some of that information. And some might ask me, how do I know you're sharing God's great information? Imagine everything you know is put in a reality, in a circle like this. Everything you know. What God's information is outside of that circle, outside of everything, outside of finite. That's why when you hear it, you're super happy. It makes you think. It is good information. That's why God says this world is an illusion. If you want to achieve your purpose in this life, it cannot be achieved through what is now. What you are is outside of reality. That's why most people don't have good lives. It's not because you're weak, you don't have motivation, or you need more habits. It's because your purpose has not been discovered yet. And the only way to do it is through communication, to bring more into this reality. And that's only possible by you. My goal is to share some of my connection, some of the information that I have learned, which will be marked again by good energy and interesting of information. And through seeing this information, I hope that everybody has the strength to reconnect themselves to what the truth is and then have the most complete lives. Amen. So this divine conversation begins by me not feeling really good. All divine conversations begin with an experience, an internal experience. A good way to know if you're getting some bullcrap is statistics and facts. That is fundamentally a second layer to the truth, a human experience. So I was feeling a little bad, and I guess as you allow that badness to sit in you calmly, eventually images will show up to allow you to perceive how to deal with it. I was made aware of the Buddha's chakras, and this is really, really important. Normally, when I'm feeling bad, it is because I have to learn something. I did not know until this point that you can feel bad not because you don't learn something, is because you can digress spiritually just by existing. Which is interesting that you almost have to wash your body from dirt. It's not about going out in the world and conquering it. It's about coming back home and actually washing yourself. You know what I mean? Those are two different things. One is walking your path, and then one is seeing it from the bottom, returning to your path so you can walk your path. And this is why prayer is important. So this is some of the ways you can actually get attacked spiritually. So it began with me getting attacked pretty interestingly. I was walking with my family, we went to karaoke, and my brother mentioned that I'm getting a little gray hair. Something that's so trivial, saying I have a lot of them. And to me, it almost didn't seem like it was important. But it does get you, you know what I mean? Later or sooner. That's why I think back in the day, a lot of the priests used to continuously have a mantra. They used to say oh, God is with me, I'm good, I'm perfect, and I'm okay since I'm with him. And that way, when these little things that hit you, insecurities, they don't take time to brew into you and affect your path. I don't do those mantras. That's kind of a lot. So then eventually, the little hair about it, I start feeling bad. And then days later, I'm feeling bad about, I'm running out of time, I have no money, or I'm not doing enough with my life. And I have all these things that are continuously running a function in my head repeatedly, over and over again. And a lot of these things also come not exactly from individuals, and I don't believe you can actually protect yourself fully from them, because people can expand through their own reality and bring in insecurities that you thought you never had. So those mantras really are only protective of very basic, substantial information of reality. A lot of things, all the ways why I think advertisement is bad is because that's their whole point. You shouldn't be watching too much advertisements because they try to tell you you're not enough, you have no money. That's when you start going shopping, doing this, doing that. It's that they try to put you in a lower energy state. That's what advertisement is. Hey, I want to try to make you feel shitty, and here's the solution right away. And yeah, you do get bogged down. And also just imagine the scale of these things. I think as a country, we have to be spiritually protected. Not only cybersecurity, physical. Because think about this, the leaders. If they get put in those positions of, like, their chakras not being clean, they're working from, I'm lustful, I need a little bit more money, I'm not good enough. They bring that world onto you, And you can definitely tell that our country's been spiritually attacked and long destroyed. The World War III started a long time ago. They already got their angle, and they already got everything. This is why it's important. And the healing, I don't know. In Buddhist teachings, they say it takes 20 years. No, it takes a single day. So you might physically not be sure what points were attacked or which points you're leaking from. They've not been brought to your consciousness. I see that's the hardest part. It takes 20 years or whatever. And no, I have gone through this many, many, many times, but recently I just have enough experiences with it to have a physical shape to it and vocabulary literally trying to understand it and explain it. But yeah, all you have to do is close your eyes before bed and say the opposite. Heal yourself. I am loved. I am whole. I am rich. I am this, that. And the words, you continue to look for those words that sit the heaviest with you. For me, it was really, I didn't even think about it, but I was like, I need to be loved. I never thought about that I'm not loved. But this time, it rang so well in my body. Or I am whole. Like, that one was really special this time for me. I don't know why, but it is. I know why, because I've been attacked by the whole United States government and every single company targeting me and every individual in America. And as you return the next day to wholeness, you can notice that you're not running in circles anymore. I believe that if you're continuously focusing on negative energy every single day, if there's negative source in you, it is because your thoughts are in the wrong spot. You have to change their location. And by healing that, I was able to next day to return to my purpose and create some cool things. So yes, keep that in mind. Sometimes when you're feeling bad, I recommend doing this at least once a week or at least before bed, so you're just not falling into bad patterns that don't work for you, patterns that hurt people around you. Is to pray, to defend yourself, and to able to every day walk in purpose. Because if you don't, you're gonna be somebody's puppet. Amen. So yes, this is what I believe God's information is. That's how I explained it. Something bad happens, or something good, something you pursue, it fails or succeeds, and it produces some sort of information. I know that a lot of people have explained that prayer is important in most religions, and also Buddhist, explained the chakras. But this is what God's information was for me, is the connection of both of them and understanding what it actually means. You know what I mean? It's like, imagine like having sand cracked of the desert and the water fills in the cracks. And that's why and this information is important and useful, and I believe it is good. And it is not very much sharely in such a simple format and allowing you to use it at the same time. And that's why I believe this is like God's information. And I hope this was useful to you a little bit too. And I hope to see you guys again, every single day. Because every single day, if I share God's information, you have to be there. Why? So you can reach your destiny and live a good life, and we can achieve everything that needs to be achieved together.